Back with another Monad update for you guys. Monad up 26% in the 1 week chart, sitting at 0.023 cent, $2.3 billion in FDV, right? Monad, in my opinion, will shine because right now it's outperforming Bitcoin. And when what you have to look for in this market as outliers, what you have to look for is altcoins if you want to make gains in this space, because it's extremely difficult to do so, especially this year. Unless you're one of the best traders in existence, it has been a rough time to be profitable this year, right? But opportunities like Monad present themselves, and if you listen to crypto Twitter, you'll be led, if you follow along with these crypto Twitter, these top influencers that don't appreciate new things and see like the writing on the walls with things, then you're gonna be like left out. You're gonna be one of the persons that's FOMOing into projects way higher when you're supposed to be paying attention to them when nobody's bullish on them. You do the opposite, right? When everyone is bearish on something, which I saw with Monad, everyone was bearish on Monad on my timeline. That's why I was like, okay, what's going on with it now? I haven't checked back in a bit. It made a move up at first after the Coinbase ICO, which was very bullish. Then it came back down to 1.718 cent. I was like, yo, maybe now the time to start paying attention. And then it was indeed the time to pay attention when nobody else, when the whole of the timeline was quiet. That's when you pay attention, right? Be greedy when others are fearful, as famously quoted by Warren Buffett. So now you see Monad up 26% 1 week chart. The ecosystem is starting to move up, right? So I've talked about some memes on here. I know people are turned away from memes. I get it. I understand. But with a new L1, so what we saw with Solana when it had its boom, right? Solana made a massive move from the lows, went like 20 to 30x from the lows, from $10, $8 to $10, 30x, 35x, right? From its lows. And then the meme coins on the ecosystem went on to do 100x, 1000x's, like Bonk, Popcat, Whiff, Moodhang, Geo Bowden, AI16Z, Goat, CX Maximus. The list goes on and on. How many projects went from literally nothing in market cap to billions, right? And potentially we could be seeing the same thing on Monad. And I think that's the case, even if it's at a smaller scale where projects don't get to billions, but they get to hundreds of millions in market cap. That is potentially the case, right? Maybe there's going to be one or two that on the Monad ecosystem that gets to $1 billion market cap. But again, I don't think it's wrong to have exposure to the ecosystem when Monad is doing great. So is the ecosystem. So I talked about Moncock on the channel. Every time I say that, I have to laugh, man. So I talked about Moncock on the channel at around 200K market cap, just under 200K. And you see, look at this, man. This is a meme on the Monad ecosystem. It had a nice move up, man. How much percent gains? So it had a 138% move, right? With Monad just being up 20%, 26%. Because Monad is being bullish, Moncock is being bullish, and there's people obviously tweeting about it, right? Again, reason why I like Moncock, I have a thesis for it, is that the Fartcoin whale is, this is his meme coin of choice for Monad. This is, one of the only coins that he bull posts on his timeline. It's Fartcoin, Rivian stock, and Moncock, right? And you can see right here, it is outperforming and doing extremely well, right? Again, if you were paying attention, if you want to take profits and then, leaving that moon back, let the rest ride, you feel free to do so, right? It even made a move up to like 480K market cap. And this is the thing, it's still undervalued now because, again, you could see memes like this on the Monad chain go from, go to 10 to 100 mil, if not $1 billion market cap, right? The Fartcoin whale made a tweet saying, Moncock is the Fartcoin of Monad, right? Let me see if I have that. I think I have it in my bookmarks. Let me see, 1 second. Yeah, right here, November 30th, Moncock is a fart coin of Monad. If that's the case, right, and Monad's ecosystem and Monad continues to outperform, that's going to be a multi-billion-dollar meme coin, right, from Moncock. And it's funny every time, it's funny, right? So Fartcoin went to, how high? It went to 1.7 billion market cap. Wait, no, my apologies. Went to 2 billion market cap for Fartcoin. So even if Moncock does, less percentage move than that and goes to 100 mil market cap, and you have a million Moncock for $380 right now, obviously if you wait for a pullback, you might not get it. DCA, okay, if you got $400, even if you have $100, maybe just buy 20 now, wait to see if you have a dip, and then buy another $30. But don't go crazy with these memes, right? They're very high risk, okay? I know even though it's a new chain, it's still very high risk. Don't overinvest. Don't be tossing in 4, 5, 10K into Moncock, and then if something goes wrong, you're on my channel being pissed off at me, okay? When I told you guys to buy, I said to buy maybe like 1 million tokens, which was like $200, $150 at the time, $150 to $200 at the time, okay? So now that $150, $200 is like $380, right? And then when it was up here, it was like $467, right? So in my opinion, just 1 million Moncock. Wait for dips. I don't think you should FOMO in, but I do think you should just get some exposure just in case it goes higher, right? And just look for dips, right? Just get some exposure. If it goes higher, you have some exposure, right? And yeah, man, I think, the Monad memes will be massive because Monad is going to be massive, right? We have someone from Solana that is very popular with people on Solana. They love his posts about Fartcoin. There's a lot of Solana bull posters or, traders that are still bullish on Fartcoin. Fartcoin and Solana starts to move back up again from here. I think Fartcoin might be a multi-cycle coin. We start to move up again from here for 2026 for Fartcoin. The Fartcoin whale gets more famous. His tweets go out. He tweets about Fartcoin, then he mentions Moncock. Boom, Moncock gets more attention, right? It's an attention economy. And there's more and more people talking about this meme as well. When I scroll and I look on, X, and I type in Moncock, right? When I type in Moncock, I see more people talking about it. People are tweeting about it, man. Someone even say, yo, if you have a small bag, just buy Moncock. But I think you always have to have exposure to the L1, right? Right here from Monad Doshi. Monad Doshi, not a moda, right? Ethereum had Pepe, Solana had Bonk and Fartcoin, BNB had Floki, Base had Toshi, and Monad has Moncock, right? $10 million by the end of the year, right? And by 2026, $1 billion market cap. And who's to say that can't happen? You cannot rule this out when it comes to these types of coins or these types of moves in the market, right? So that's why I said even a little bit of exposure is good, because even $100 in and it goes to $1 billion market cap, right? That's going to be massive gains, right? Because right now $100 is like 265K tokens, right? If it goes to $1 billion market cap, that's going to put Moncock at $1 per Moncock, and then you have $265,000 with $100 invested. These are the type of moves that are possible in the space. But as always, in my opinion, when you have some profits, you take your profits, take your initials, and then you leave in that moon bag. Let the moon bag ride. Never sell your entire bag, right? Just protect yourself with that risk management by taking your initials with some profits along the way, and then leaving that moon bag so it could go to Valhalla. That's my opinion, right? So as always, guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in. None of this is financial advice. Moncock is looking dapper here. Moncock is looking dapper. Like and subscribe. Catch y'all in the next one.